If you're allowing the judgments of other people to impact your life, you're allowing those judgments and those other people to lower your vibration and your frequency. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name is Chad. Today I want to talk about your vibration and frequency and the importance of keeping it high and how to improve it. Do you realize that human beings are the only species on Earth that allow the judgments of a lesser species to impact their lives? Do you think that a lion cares what a hyena thinks about him when it's sitting there cackling in the background, laughing at that lion? It absolutely doesn't. The people that are holding you back, the naysayers, that's all they are, is a hyena. They're back there cackling and lowering their own frequencies and allowing their judgment, the judgments of other people, to impact their lives. Those who hurt others. In order to achieve anything that you want out of life, you have to figure out how to achieve a higher frequency. You have to maintain a higher frequency. The best way that I can think of maintaining a higher frequency and achieving a higher frequency is getting in a state of flow. You get out there, you work out, you get into a gym, you meditate. Your frequency will automatically elevate the more that you do it. The more you do it, the more in tune with yourself you'll be. The more you will be able to put your thoughts into words. The more you will be able to achieve. And the possibilities are absolutely endless. One thing to note is, as you do get more fit, as you do tune in to a higher frequency, people will notice it, good and bad. Some people are going to notice it, they're going to see it as charisma. So others are going to notice it because they have some sort of insecurities about them. And when the people that are insecure, or maybe they have body dysmorphia or something along those lines, when they notice it, they might try to challenge you. They're going to try to lower your vibration to where theirs is. You have to keep a higher vibration. You start by focusing on what it is that you want. You start by meditating. Once you get into a state of flow and you learn what it is that you want, or what it is that you think that you want, if you don't know what you want, meditate about it. Meditate and ask yourself, and yourself will answer. Sometimes the answer is not what we want to hear. Sometimes the answer comes with great sacrifice. But it's doing the hard thing that you discover about yourself during that meditation. Once you figure out the direction, the first step is taking action towards that direction. Jordan Peterson said, the pursuit of happiness is a luxury. It is a moral obligation to pursue your purpose, and it might take sacrifice. I want to say it will take sacrifice. Once you find your purpose, there will be struggles. There will be people that are judging you. There will be people that want to take you back down to your level as you rise. But if the people that you're surrounding yourself with are truly good people, a rising tide lifts all ships. That rising tide could be you. You can lift the people around you, but you have to make sure that you're careful with who you share good news with. Because sometimes when you share that good news, when you share that motivation and that uplifting sense of being, people don't like it. They feel threatened by it. It's not easy to see, for some people, it's not easy to see others progress through life and achieve things, because it forces them to look at themselves. And when they look into themselves, then they see their own shortcomings. And they don't have the strength to fix their own shortcomings. It's hard to look at ourselves, because sometimes what we find is tragedy and travesty. The world is full of hate, and there's nothing that we can do about that hate. There's nothing that we can do to fix somebody else. There's nothing that we can do to actually rid of the hate, the racism, the sexism. You name it. There's nothing that we can do to prevent that from happening. The only people that can fix the hatred that's in this world are the people that live in that hatred, the people that want to hurt others. Just like on YouTube, there's going to be comments where people laugh at what you say, or they feel that they somehow are morally superior to you because they can sit at their keyboard and they can be a keyboard commando. They can hide behind their keyboard and they can try to say negative things to you to try to bring you down. They can try to cast judgment and throw shade. I don't really care if that happens. The thing is those people are the hyenas. They are the lower species. Their vibration and their frequency is nowhere near the level that I'm on. And those type of people with that mindset, they will never be on the level that I'm on. If you're watching this video, you are working on you. You are working on elevating your frequency. That's why this video found you. That's why you found this video. It was put in front of you because there's something in your mind that says that I can do better. I can be better. These existential crises, if you look on YouTube, there's video after video of men in their 40s or 30s or 50s that are going through existential crisis. And if you watch those videos, I've watched several of them because I'm curious. What is it that is causing these existential crises? And what I'm finding is, there was one, I sat down and I watched it. It was a 30-minute video. And I watched the entire thing. It was over 30 minutes. I watched the whole thing. And this poor guy is living in his house, living in a bedroom with roommates. He's recently divorced. He has children, but he's living in a bedroom, rented out from somebody else because that's all he can afford. He sits around and plays video games. Everything in that video that he spoke of that was causing his existential crisis was outside of his ability to do anything about it. Complaining about the stock market, complaining about the cost of food, complaining about the cost of gas. The problem was the issues that he was facing in his eyes was everybody else's fault except his own. I'm not judging, but I want to demonstrate that all these things that are outside of our lives, all of this that people look at that's outside of what they can change is BS. It's a victim mentality. It's them thinking that it's somebody else's fault because they don't want to look at their own fault. They don't want to look at their own doings in the piss poor situation that they're in. How many divorces happen every single year because of people playing video games? Or people watching too much sports, or somebody watching porn? How many people are single and lonely because they can the only interaction with the opposite sex or the sex that they prefer is on OnlyFans? That's a crisis. Living a life playing video games, what is that? That's LARPing. That's live action role playing is what that is. That's being afraid to face your fears. That's being afraid to get out there and work and do something with yourself. If you're sitting around playing video games and your wife leaves you, whose fault is that? It's not the stock market's fault. It's not the government's fault. The person who's running the country, the president, it's not his fault. That's yours. We have to look in every situation. We have to look at what our fault is in the situation in order to rise, to bring up and rise our frequency. If you ever want to manifest anything in this life, you have to be operating at a higher frequency than where you're at right now. We as people recognize charisma. We recognize power. Often people like to talk about the alpha in the room, when the sigma is honestly more powerful. But the alphas and the sigmas, they both operate at a higher frequency. It's an aura, and it's a vibration that we put off in the room. Some people will never know what it's like to be an alpha or a sigma. Some people, they have to be employees, and the world needs employees. But if you want better, you're going to have to raise your frequency. You have to be able to focus and start in a mindset of gratitude. Every single one of us has something to be grateful for. And I don't care how poor your situation is. I don't care how devastating your life is at this moment. It will get better. If you can't think of something to be grateful for, start with the clean air that you breathe. Start with the food in your stomach. Start with the shoes on your feet. Even if they're tattered, they still protect you from cutting up and destroying your feet. Same thing with the shirt on your back, the jacket that you wear that keeps you warm. You have that. If you don't have that, you can get that. We have things to be grateful for, and sometimes in order to elevate our frequency, we need to start with the smallest possible things. If you're having an existential crisis right now, what is your part in that crisis? If you're feeling depressed, what is your part in feeling depressed? In order to ever be able to pursue happiness, you need to figure out how to elevate your vibration. You need to rise your frequency above where you're at right now. And you need to start with meditation and being grateful for what you have and not ungrateful for what you don't have. It has to start somewhere. Life is amazing. And life can be amazing for every single one of us. Not just me, not just you, for everybody. Our world is being taken over by consumerism. Going out and spending exuberant amount of money on purses. Charging the credit cards, racking up debt so that they can have a purse, or so that they can have finance the hell out of a super sweet car. They want to go get a new Cybertruck. They're going to go borrow $100,000. They're going to cause themselves even more stress. And they're going to force themselves to never be able to elevate their situation because they have to be the coolest person at the intersection in their mind. People don't notice you. Don't get me wrong, I like to drive nice cars too. I've always been a car guy. But at what cost? And at some point in your life, you have to figure out what that cost actually is. What are you giving up? Are you trapped in a job that you absolutely hate? If you have that sweet ass car, say you have a Camaro SS or a brand new C8 Corvette. You have a job that you absolutely hate. That Corvette is only causing more stress. That is not bringing joy to your life. That car is literally, that car is lowering your vibration. It is lowering your frequency. It might make you feel good when you drive it. But any other time, it is lowering your frequency, it is lowering your vibration, and the people around you don't care that you have it. You can manifest anything that you want. You have to be grateful for what you have. That's where it starts. That's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you got something out of this. Let me know in the comments. Ask me a question. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Peace.